Hello, my friends, and thank you for visiting Book a Day for Little Learners. Today we are going to read The Biggest Christmas Tree Ever. The book is by Stephen Kroll and it's illustrated by Jenny Bassett. Do you have a Christmas tree at your house? Is it as big as this one? Mine is definitely not this big. When you look at the front cover, you can see how they've decorated the tree. And look, who do you think the characters in this story might be? Let's read on and find out more about this story. The Biggest Christmas Tree Ever. The Biggest Christmas Tree Ever by Stephen Kroll and illustrated by Jenny Bassett. Illustrated means she's the one who drew the pictures. Once there were two mice who fell in love with the same Christmas tree. But you had to see it to believe it. Friends, do you believe a tree could be that big? It's so large, my friends. Everyone in Mouseville loved Christmas trees. Every Christmas, families all over town put up the biggest, most beautiful tree they could find. But first came Thanksgiving. The day before the celebration, Clayton the house mouse took a walk around Mouseville. He knew he should be thinking about giving thanks, but the chill in the air reminded him of Christmas. You know what he said out loud? This year I'm going to find the biggest Christmas tree ever. Not far away, Clayton's friend Desmond, the field mouse, said exactly the same thing. So they both want to find the best Christmas tree, don't they? That night, Clayton helped his mom and dad, his brother Andy, and his sister Trudy make a special cheese casserole and a nut pie for Thanksgiving dinner. Over at Desmond's house, Desmond and his brother Morris helped Uncle Vernon fix a big pot of vegetable stew and a cheesecake. Everyone ate too much. After dinner, Clayton's grandma and grandpa sat in the living room holding their tummies and grumbling. They ate too much, didn't they, friends? Over at Desmond's, the cousins from across the road stretched out on Uncle Vernon's sofa and took a nap. Is that what you did on Thanksgiving? Did you eat a lot and then take a nap? The following morning, Clayton woke up early. He wanted to be first at Clara's Christmas tree farm at the edge of town. That way, he could have his pick of the biggest trees. Over at Desmond's house, Desmond tumbled out of bed with the same thought. Who do you think will get there first to the Christmas tree farm? Do you think it will be Clayton? Or do you think it will be Desmond? Let's read on and find out. Clayton hurried over to Clara's, but it was hard to go very fast. He was still too full of Thanksgiving dinner. By the time he reached the Christmas tree farm, he was out of breath. He looked around. No one else was there. Moments later, Desmond arrived. He was full of Thanksgiving dinner. He, too, found it hard to hurry. He took a deep breath and stumbled inside. What do you think? Do you see a Christmas tree you would like? They all look very nice to me. Clayton wobbled down the rows of trees. Here was a nice one, but it was much too small. There was another, but it was squat and had a crooked top. Over there was a third, but it was average height and had big gaps between the branches. Struggling down another road, Desmond was having the same problems. They couldn't find just the right one, could they? There are lots to choose from. Clayton leaned against a tree. It was scrawny and not very tall. And not far away, squinting at another tree, Desmond said, I'll never find the tree I want. I'd better go home. How do you think they're feeling? How do you think Clayton and Desmond feel? Do you think they feel happy? I don't think so. They didn't find the tree. Maybe they're upset they didn't find what they wanted or sad. When Clayton reached his house, it was only the middle of the morning, but he was still full and he was tired. He fell back into bed. Took a mid-morning nap, didn't he, friends? When Desmond reached his house, he too went back to bed. I guess that means they were both tired. Clayton woke up from lunch and spoke to his dad. Dad said, "Go out this afternoon, walk to the far edge of the Christmas tree farm. The biggest trees are there." When Desmond woke up for lunch, Uncle Vernon told him the same thing. So now they're both going to go to the very edge of the farm, of the tree farm. That afternoon, Clayton went out again. At the very same time, Desmond did too. Clayton walked to the far edge of the Christmas tree farm. He looked at one big tree after another, but none of them looked like the biggest Christmas tree ever. Down another path, Desmond was having the same bad luck. Starting to lose hope, Clayton peered around a very thick trunk. Desmond peered around the same thick trunk. They bumped heads and fell down. Uh-oh. "I bet you're looking for the biggest Christmas tree ever," said Clayton. "I bet you're looking for the biggest Christmas tree ever," said Desmond. "Why don't we find it together?" said Clayton. "No one said we couldn't," said Desmond. They're going to work together, aren't they? Ooh, look at all those trees. Which one would you pick? Which one do you think Clayton and Desmond will pick? They set out through the rows of trees. They looked and looked until it was almost dark. Just as they were ready to give up, there it was. A Christmas tree so big and so tall, it reached the sky. It is much taller than all the rest of the trees, isn't it? "How will we cut it down?" Clayton asked. "It's much too big for the two of us." "Where will we put it?" Desmond added. "It won't fit in your house or mine." Clayton and Desmond smiled. "Our families will help us," they said together. And that is what happened. Clayton's dad and Uncle Vernon came out with their axes, and with the help of Clayton and Desmond, they chopped down the giant tree. They're all working together, aren't they? Oh my, look how big that tree is. Look at them all working together. Wow. Both families called on friends and relations, and together they loaded the tree onto 100 red wagons and pulled it to Clayton's front yard. There they decorated it with the most wondrous ornaments and colored lights. Look at that tree, my friends. Look at all their helpers. Do you want to see how the tree ended up in Clayton's front yard? Let's see how it looks. And on Christmas Eve, with all of Mouseville celebrating around it, the biggest Christmas tree ever lit up the entire hillside. Clayton and Desmond shared a high five. "We did it," said Clayton. "All of us together," said Desmond. What do you think about that tree, my friends? That is a very, very large tree. And you see right here, there's a shadow of Clayton and Desmond giving each other a high five. The nice thing is that everyone in the town of Mouseville gets to celebrate together and enjoy the beautiful tree. Friends, I hope you enjoyed the story, The Biggest Christmas Tree Ever. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel, Book a Day for Little Learners. A new book is uploaded every single day, and most of the time we do something seasonal or something thematically related, and we hope you join us tomorrow for our new holiday book. Thanks so much for joining us.